You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
I really wish everyone could have seen your reaction when I turned my camera on. You do not seem impressed right now.
Kadeem. Like, all right. So we're on video now. We're not just an audio podcast no more. We've come a long way. We come a little way. And you know, what you put in, when you get out what you put in. You feel me? And we work hard. A lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes, just in our regular lives and in this podcast life. I'll say this. Anybody listening on audio, y'all gotta check this episode out on video. You have to. This man, Kadeem Simmons, has on an outfit. I don't know what this is. I ain't gonna lie. I like it. It's kind of dope. It's something that I would do. I don't know if I'm jealous or envious or what, but I don't like the fact that he's pulling it off and I didn't do it first. So he has this fit on. He's not LL Cool K. Today he's like Poncho. Head honcho.
I wanted a Miami Dolphins bucket hat for years. My ex-girlfriend wouldn't let me get one. I was like, you know what? I'm not even no more. So I can get this hat. So it arrived yesterday. And it's bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought like it was going to be a smaller bucket hat. To me, this is like I'm going to be a cricket umpire like during the day and a Dolphins fan at night. Or even like, I think all I'm missing now is like the sunglasses with like the strings attached to it and have them around my neck. I'm like a DB coach on the field. I'm just like shouting. I've got my little Dolphins thing. I feel like a DB coach. I'm just
You need a whistle. You need a whistle.
Yeah, a whistle and a pad. I've got the only pad I've got. Actually, I have no pads. I've got like a game in my hand, but like it's no like this is the only thing I can hold at the moment. Like I've got no whistles. This is just embarrassing. And this isn't how I want to start the show. I want to start the show by saying happy birthday to my mum. It's her birthday today. She doesn't listen, but like it's mum's birthday. You got to shout her out.
Shout out to Mrs. Simmons.
Shillingford. She's remarried, so she's Mrs. Shillingford. But yeah, but your reaction, like I haven't even said, normally we jump on, it's like, how are you? How's things? Are you ready? But your reaction, I so wish I could have recorded it straight away because
this guy. Like that was my reaction. My reaction was, who is this guy, bro? Like, who do you think he is, bro? Hey, you seen Adam Schefter post the walkout for the San Francisco 49ers?
I haven't.
Debo Samuel dancing.
Right.
Man, they was vibing, bro. Like you could tell how when a team is real loose and it's a whole vibe, how it carries over to the field when you loose and y'all enjoying each other, y'all teammates, and no matter how bad and down and out everybody say you are, if you love your teammates and y'all are vibing and it's the chemistry is still there, it's gonna show on the field. And obviously they were the underdogs. They came out, smacked the Rams, and that's how I see the Dolphins too, bro. I feel like, man, I don't see the people who say we're dejected and we're not invested no more. I see a team that's like they still happy, they still dance, Hunt scoring touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, my dog Hunt needs more touches. You feel me? So, nah, man, I think we're good. I like the trajectory. I mean, we finally made it back to where we were supposed to be, but I won't say the P word, but I'm not counting this out until we're mathematically out of the equation.
So I was on the Dolphin UK podcast with Lee yesterday, and I was asked about the P word, and the answer I gave was the Brian Flores Miami Dolphins 2021 answer. Take it a game at a time, because what we've seen from this Dolphins team this year alone is that they've won games they shouldn't have won, and lost games they shouldn't have lost, and lost games to Buns teams. So my thinking is, don't start talking P word until you get over these games. You know, that's not me being negative. That's more just me being realistic of how the season's played out. You know, we lost to a last second field goal to a team that hadn't won in 20 games. You know, we've lost to some bad teams this year. So listen, I'm not talking P word. I'm thinking this isn't the Jets preview, but I'm also thinking, get through the training session, get through this week, get through this game, and then talk about next game. And then, as they say, each week you want to go 1-0. If you go 1-0 each week from now to the end of the season, playoffs, hopefully.
Yeah, so I think as fans, we have to come back down to earth. I'm talking about we had expectations through the ceiling. I wore the victory visor on the first game of the season, and it took like 6 weeks before the visor made another appearance. Like, yo, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm not even gonna lie, just talking for myself. Like, I was walking around with my chest poked out, like, yeah, this is the season. We waited a long time for this season. We're gonna be nice. We're gonna go 13-4, whatever the numbers are nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I see 13 wins, bro. So forget everything, man. One game at a time. We just got to get a W. We got a bye week coming up with the Jets, but we still got to play the game. This is why they play the games, right? Who Jacksonville beat the other week? Somebody they weren't supposed to beat? The Bills, yeah.
Bills, yeah.
Jacksonville beat the Bills. 49ers beat the Rams. Maybe that's not as far-fetched, but it's still, I mean, we got it. You play to win the game, Herm Edwards. The games are played for a reason. So it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm Charlie Touche. I got Kadeem Simmons with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Shout out to Chris Adams. Shout out to Sherrod Steve. Shout out to 5 Yard Lee. Got to have y'all boys back on.
Which reminds me, so very quickly. So I loved the last episode. I wasn't on it. You and Sherrod Steve. But don't think I didn't see some of the shots you sent me about how. Don't make that face about how you said something and like Steve knew what we were talking about, and he was like, if my co-host Kadeem was here, he would have missed that alley, all that kind of stuff. Don't think I didn't see those little shots, by the way. But listen, I'm a grown man. I'm not going to be doing no holdouts. I'm just going to come here. It's very much. Listen, I'm not going to call Steve, Jacoby Brissett, but I'm too. This is my team. Like, thanks for stepping in, but I'm fully fit now. I'm back here. I'm leading this team, okay? So, Sherrod Steve, I love you. My team, I'm back. I've got my coaching hat on. Like, ride or die, Go Time Dolphins for life.
I'm not too sure that Steve would want to be called Tua. Like, he calls him Woody now. He doesn't even mention Tua as his name no more. He calls him Woody. That's messed up, bro. Put some respect on my dog name, man.
And
Woody.
then also, so you're talking a lot about sabotage as well, about how the Dolphins are sabotaging Tua and the offensive line and stuff like that, which I slightly disagree, but only in the sense that it's like what we've said. The Dolphins have tried to build the offensive line through the draft, and it hasn't gone to plan. But I was looking at the draft profile of Liam Eichenberg beforehand.
Yeah.
So what was said before the draft, even after the draft, and some of the things that were said about him, it's very much plug and play. Here's something that I picked up. This is from sportsillustrated.com. So it's not, a top draft, network, I should say. But at the same time, I still think I still think from looking at what Eichenberg was like in college, this isn't far-fetched, if that makes sense. So what they said about him, this was before he was drafted to the Dolphins. Eichenberg started 38 consecutive games at left tackle for Notre Dame, and he hasn't allowed a sack since his fifth start, which came back on September 29th, 2018 against Stanford. That's a span of 33 games without allowing a sack. According to PFF, in the last 2 seasons, Irish left tackle has not allowed a single sack and has given up just 4 total hits on the quarterback in 951 pass snaps. PFF also gave Eichenberg a higher grade in 2020 than they gave Ronnie Stanley in 2015. Now, I looked at that and I was just like, how, not so much how the Dolphins got it so wrong, but why is it that Dolphins offensive linemen, when they're in Miami, just don't play well? And you and Steve were talking about, I guess, the last competent offensive line Miami had, which is what? Juwan James at right tackle, Lammy Tunsil at left guard, Pouncey at center. And even then, like you said, that wasn't an amazing offensive line. It basically done a job long enough for JJ to run for 200 yards a couple of games and just about get the Dolphins to the playoffs. So
It wasn't that dope of a line.
exactly.
And to mention to talk about what you was talking about, I want to say, okay, well, put it on the coaching then. If you draft Eichenberg and he's not what it is, put it on the coaches. If you took fan of the podcast Austin Jackson 18 overall and you like what you've seen on tape and he's not working out, don't say, he's not what we thought he was. And neither is Eichenberg, and neither is Robert Hunt, and neither is whoever. Nah, bro. At some point you got to take accountability and say, we got to coach him up better. You see what I'm saying? So not sure what it is yet. It's too soon to determine. I'm not one of those bust after 1 year type things or people. So I won't say anybody's a bust after 1 year. I can't do it. So but I do believe the coaching. Who is the offensive line coach now, bro? I'll give you $100, £100 if you could tell me who the offensive line coach is right now.
The way I look right now is probably me. like, let's be honest, I could be the offensive line.
Hey, with a whistle, with a whistle, bro. Hey, listen. You guys gotta go to YouTube and see Kadeem's get up today, bro. Like Kadeem has a get up. I'm jealous. I'm like, man, today I decided to dress down. Kadeem dresses up, and he's just out here right now.
Again,
Oh
I
my
told you, like,
goodness.
I missed one episode. I had to come back like with that drip. I had to do it. Like, have you seen the Drink Champs episode with Kanye West?
Nah.
You know what? Give it a watch. It's actually quite funny and quite interesting. But again, it's like just the
Hold on.
drip.
What is it? What is it?
Drink Champs with Noriega and DJ. I can't remember what the guy's name is.
Like Noriega, the artist?
Yeah.
Is it like on Netflix or something?
So it's on YouTube. YouTube Drink Champs, and it's literally it's Noriega. I'll forget the DJ's name, and then a bunch, whoever they got on that week, and they're basically just drinking.
So it's not Fat Man Scoop though.
No. But yeah, it's literally just like it's a conversation between 3 guys, and what he gets these people to talk about. You can tell they're super relaxed. It's what we speak about. What this podcast is. It's 2 guys just chatting. It's the reason why people like us, because when we talk, we don't in the nicest way possible. We don't pour over stats and all that kind of stuff. We just talk like like it's 2 guys having a conversation. And I said this as peek behind the curtain. I sent you a voice note saying what I loved about your episode with Share Wide Steve was that I can imagine that's how you 2 were in that Share Wide when you first met. Like, if I could, I would have called that episode, in the Share Wide with Share Wide Steve, because it was literally just 2 guys chopping it up, chilling, cheating, talking Dolphins, going back and forth. The whole Mike Gesicki conversation was interesting. Like, the Tua conversation was interesting. You weren't on the same page, but there was a conversation. All that kind of stuff. And so yeah, what Drink Champs? It was a really good episode.
I remember when I picked up Steve for the first time. I met him and took him to the airport. He was in on Burrow. We didn't have Tua or Burrow yet. We didn't. The draft didn't happen. It was February, March-ish, something like that. And the draft didn't happen yet. So He wanted Burrow. I wanted Tua. He was not opposed to Tua like that, and it was just like that, the conversation we had on air. But yeah, man, I can't get over what this man got on, bro. That's crazy. That's wild. So what you make about Joe Flacco starting this week?
It didn't bother me. Joe Flacco, Ben White, Zach Wilson. I didn't care who the quarterback was. There wasn't a single quarterback on that Jets roster which scared me. And again, it's like we. I don't want to talk too much about the past, but the Dolphins over the past 3 weeks have shown that it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. They're coming after you. They're coming after you hard and fast, and they're going to get to the quarterback. They're going to turn the ball over. So listen, bring in Joe Flacco. It means I'm not worried about him trying to escape the pocket at any point. It means that on third down we can man everyone up. And if Joe Flacco does escape, he's picking up 1 or 2 yards before someone hits him, as opposed to a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson who's going to pick up 30, 40, 50 yards and stuff like that. So I'm sure they'll find a way to send exotic blitz packages. And, I think I heard them say that they're picking Flacco because of his experience. Doesn't matter. He's still Buns. Like, he's still Joe Flacco in 2021. So experience or not, if we continue sending this new blitz package, I think it's called like the Bengal package or whatever it's called. If we send it, Flacco isn't working out who's coming or going because we don't know who's coming or going. We line up the exact same way. It doesn't matter. And go check out that 5 yard lead, the Dolphin UK podcast I was on yesterday, because 5 yard lead made a great point, and he was saying that if you watch when we are sending this blitz, even the guys who are dropping out into coverage take 2 steps forward. So when the quarterback snaps the ball, everyone's coming, and then they peel out. And I was saying how, and again, we'll talk about this more in the Jets preview episode, but I was saying how that's what confused quarterbacks last year. That's how you get guys like Christian Wilkins get interceptions, because he's taking 2 steps forward. So, okay, the zone is going to, or the soft spot in the zone is going to be behind him because everyone's rushed. And then you throw it, and he's taking 2 steps back. He's like, hold on, you weren't meant to be there. So listen, like I said, Joe Flacco, Mike White, Zach Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, I don't care who the quarterback is. You can't recognize that defense because it's meant to be that way.
Crazy how you pressure the quarterback and you get wins.
And again, that's why people are saying this is Brian Flores calling the defense now, because the defense is completely different to what it was a couple of weeks ago. Now,
But he said it wasn't, though. He said it was Josh.
Oh yeah, he said it, but he said a lot of things. We just gone, nah, you're lying. Like, yeah, it's like I said, was it months ago? It's like he's not lying, but he's not telling the truth. Like, it's like we've seen you with the play sheet in your hand. We've seen you do the whole, the whole. Dude, we know what you're doing.
Hey, open the case, Kadeem. Open the case so it looks like a book, a play sheet. You gotta put it in front of your face.
I must have something here which resembles a play sheet at all. I've got like a room full of books and stuff. I must have something. But actually, you know what? Even
you get put the headset on and get the case.
Oh,
Coach Kadeem. Coach Kadeem. Oh, we lost your audio, Kadeem. So I think Kadeem was trying to get some props and he unplugged the audio by accident. But yeah, man, Coach Kadeem is in the building. LL Cool K in the building. Oh man, that's funny.
So this mic is meant to have a headset, it's meant to have a mic.
Yeah.
And again, like, it will be perfect. I've got my little thing. All I need now is in my pullback guy. Like how McVay has. Like, you give me my pullback guy right now. Coach K's in the building. I'm just there.
Coach K.
Even like, I got my flag. penalty. Like I'm ready. I am ready today.
What is this guy doing, bro? What was that? Was that a bra? What's going on over there?
No, it's a dust cloth, man.
Hey, is that what they call it nowadays?
It's clearly a dust
Yo,
cloth.
hey, I don't know what that was, man. It happened too fast. I don't know what you got going over there, Kadeem. Oh,
Be fair, this is more like a referee flag as opposed to a challenge flag. But that's all I had. So,
Coach K is in the building, man. Listen, so y'all know I work out of town. I travel a lot for work, and I'm coming home next week. Like, this is my last week in Boston. I was out here in Boston in enemy territory. Was here for the first opening, the game of the season. We beat the Patriots. Funny thing is, I have an option. I could fly home. My last day of work is Saturday. And what they do is they give you a rest day before they fly you home. So I could fly home. I should fly home on Monday. That means I could wake up, watch the game Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Take my day off and then fly home Monday. But I want to get home to my bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be in my place again. You feel me? And I was like, you could fly me home on Sunday. We're just playing the Jets. Playing the Jets. Fly me home Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just saying, no, we're not going to Kadeem Simmons this thing, as long as the Jets don't have Drew Lock. But we should be good. I'm gonna record the game. I don't know what time I'm flying home Sunday, but I'm back in the building on Monday, back at the crib. So next episode, first episode of next week, I'll be in the castle.
How long are you at the crib for?
I have no idea until they. Oh, so 5 hour lease coming to Florida.
Yeah, for the Giants game.
I wasn't thinking about going to the game, but I could probably go to the game.
Yeah,
I could definitely. You know what? We'll have some behind the scenes and show 5 hour lease around the city if his chick is okay with it, and then I'll probably go to the game. I didn't think about going to the game. I'll make some phone calls.
There you go.
I like it.
Look at that. Yeah, it's I just think it's one of them. It's so weird. Like, I'm not trying to jinx this Jets game, but I'm just not scared. I'm positive. Like, the Jets don't scare me. Like, again, I feel like we're getting too much into Jets ahead of the Jets, preview game. But what scares you about the Jets?
Nothing. Not even a little bit. Like, there's no defense, no running back, like no receiver, nothing. Joe Flacco, bro. Like, Joe Flacco's a statue now. Yeah. He's always been a statue, but he's not Joe Flacco with Ray Lewis on the other side.
Actually, you guys were talking about Joe Flacco on the last episode about leaders and all that kind of stuff, and you know, again, I believe we spoke about this beforehand, and it's like the Dolphins locker room and who's the alphas and stuff like that. And just because it didn't work in the past doesn't mean it's not going to work in the future. But the Dolphins do have leaders on this team. If you look at the way players talk about Tua is a leader. They're happy to speak about him. They want him to lead the team. They want him to be the quarterback.
I agree.
Matt Collins is a low-key leader in this locker room.
Hey, listen, Matt Collins is one of my favorite players now. he won me over, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Kadeem. You was hating on my dog. and now you was hating. You was hating, bro, and you was sneak dissing in text messages and all kind of stuff. And now he's my dog, and you can't hate on my dog no more. Like, no, I would not tolerate Matt Collins hate on this podcast.
The way the narrative changes, but it's cool. It's cool.
You wasn't hating on him?
I was hating on him.
All right.
For a valid reason, but I also said, this season he's improved. He's making catches. Did I not say that?
So Matt Collins goes scuba diving, and I'm getting my scuba license. Matt Collins, I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. Would like to go diving with you after I get my license. Holla at me. Go Time Dolphins already.
Let's be honest, yeah. The way you meet Dolphins players, you're gonna be scuba diving and you'll be swimming, and like you're like, I know that hair, and the guy can have a mask on, scuba suit, everything. They'll be like, I know that hair. Like Matt Collins, like that's the way you are. Let's be honest. And Matt Collins will be like, dude, how did you recognize me? I was in a full scuba suit with one strand of hair out, and you recognize me. Like,
Bro, that's wild, ain't it? Like, I'm telling you, soon these guys are gonna be like, hey, dude's a creep. Don't talk to him. I promise it's gonna come. It's gonna come one day. They're gonna be like, hey, if you ever meet this dude, he's a creep. Don't talk to him. He has a podcast. Like, he has.
there's probably in the training facility a picture of you saying, if you see this guy around the stadium, ignore him.
I'm trying to tell you, for real. Hey,
Yeah.
listen. We're gonna get into bonus time real quick though. But man, hey, why'd you miss the last show, Kadeem?
Just no. I was there for the last show. Why did you make me miss the last show? That's the question.
What?
We said 5 o'clock. I sent you the link at 5 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, Jeremiah Steve messaged me and said, are we recording? And I was like, I told Charlie 5. And then you messaged me saying, are we recording? And I was like, I told you 5 o'clock. I start work at 6. And he was like, yeah, my bad.
Hey,
Like,
listen. This is a true story. And we might as well go here. So everyone knows I had pneumonia and I was out like 2 weeks and I couldn't even talk. It was super bad. I was down bad. I couldn't speak at all. Like I had to text people and I could only whisper. It was super, super bad. Then I had this cough that was not healthy. And then everybody was filling in for me on the shows. Shout out to Sherrod Steve. Shout out to Chris Adams. Shout out to 5-Yard Lee. Shout out to Kadeem Simmons holding down the fort, although he doesn't know the intro and the outro. You still my dog. Listen, so recently, you know, after I came out on the other side of the pneumonia, I had this residual faint cough. It's a little faint. It's just there. You know what I'm saying? But I knew I was over pneumonia. And in the past, I don't know, 4 days, the cough has become a little different. Like it might be back.
I found it. I found it.
What's wrong with Coach Kadeem? Look at Coach Kadeem, bro.
Move off as well. You know, just like it's there.
What's wrong with Coach Kadeem, bro? So listen, so the cough kind of came back. And I'm like, this isn't good because for someone who has only been sick like a handful of times, and the last time I was sick was 6 years ago, I know I'm not supposed to be sick again 2 weeks after I recovered from being sick. I know that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually, and I had 5 negative COVID tests, by the way. So I'm going to actually go and get checked up again because something's not right. So I have no idea what's going on, but now things is acting. So the reason I brought that up is because we were supposed to record and I had a day off and I'm not feeling well. And typically I wake up early enough to where I don't have to set an alarm on my days off. When we record, I just wake up and, go through the day. And the next thing you know, all right, Kadeem, let's record. I slept so good that day. I slept so good. I cannot even remember the last time I slept this good. I woke up and it was a cave in my room. I'm like, man, I looked at the phone. I had no idea what time it was. It could have been 7 at night. I had no idea. And I looked at the phone. I got all these missed notifications and stuff. I'm like, you blew it, Slick. I blew it. I ain't gonna lie. So I think I text Kadeem or he called me. I can't remember, but I think I texted him and then he called me. Not sure. But he calls me and I'm still barely waking up, but refreshed like. So he calls me. He's like, I said, hey, we recording? Something like that. And he says, You said 5 p.m. and it's 6 p.m. And he started going off, and I let him go off. I ain't gonna lie, because
I didn't go off.
you went off. You went off, bro. Listen. I ain't gonna lie. I went in Kadeem's chest a couple times about certain stuff that a lot of people don't know about. Y'all don't need to know about it. I went in Kadeem's chest a couple times, right? Kadeem tore me a new one. I just let him keep talking. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let him talk. You know, he wins. You know what I'm saying? And then he it's like he waited for me to say but, and I didn't say no buts. I like, you're right. My bad, bro. I slept through it. My bad.
Before we head to bonus time, I'll give you my side of the story. So, yes, we said, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock came. I sent both you and Share Steve the link. And I was sitting here in the studio waiting. And no word of a lie. On my mom's birthday, on her life, you don't miss episodes. You don't get timings wrong. If you say you're going to be there, you might be a few minutes late. So it was a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And I was like, I should call him. But I knew you were sleeping because it's like, it's your day off. I know. I was like, you know what? I think I sat in the studio for like half an hour. I'm like, you know what? He's not here. It is what it is. Because I knew you were sleeping, I didn't call you. Now I could have called you and be like, yo, where are you? Like, you know what? It's your one day off. We'll figure something out. And especially because we weren't doing a game preview. Don't get me wrong, the fans deserve a show. But I was like, if Charlie's sleeping, they will understand if we miss an episode. Instead, Share Steve, Share Steve came with his, Jacoby Brissett self. Yo, coach, put me in. I can play, coach. Put me in. And you know what? He played like Jacoby Brissett again. No, that's out of order. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Coach put me in. He threw the no-look pass to Matt Collins. Amazing episode, amazing win. But it's still my team. This is still my team, and I'm back.
This guy. Look, man. So yeah, I do apologize for missing that episode, and appreciate you, Kadeem. And last time I called off an episode, I ended up having pneumonia. So, I mean, I don't miss games. It is what it is. I'm here for the flu game if I have to be, and I'm sliding back to London sometime within the next 3 months. I'm telling you, it might be before January. I'm coming back to London, and I'm gonna come home with a PS5 for one of our listeners. I'm just saying, look, y'all stay positive, test negative for Kadeem Simmons. I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind.
Coach K.
Listen, I'm gonna get myself a notepad. And when I go into coach mode, I'm bringing it out. I'm bringing it all out. You're still here, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I sent you a voice note about a Miami Dolphins beat writer. Now, I wasn't going to say his name on air, but the way he's getting cooked on social media, Omar Kelly right now is just being outed as a beat writer who doesn't watch games. So I told you about the tight end situation, yeah?
Yep.
So for those who don't know, Omar Kelly was on a Miami Dolphins podcast, and he was talking about why the Dolphins shouldn't re-sign Mike Gesicki because basically he's not a George Kittle, and then went on to list a bunch of tight ends who are better than Mike Gesicki. And one of the names he mentioned was Hunter Long. Now, the podcast host didn't pull him up on it, but I immediately was like, the dude who can't get on the field in Miami is better than Mike Gesicki. That alone, no, stop. Ban his credentials, don't know what you're talking about. Did I tell you about the Adrian Peterson one?
You mentioned it.
So same show, he was talking about Adrian Peterson would fix his Miami Dolphins run game because it's fixed Tennessee and it's helping Ryan Tannehill win games, yeah? The podcast host says to Omar, did you watch the game? Omar says yes. He's like, no. Did you watch the game? And I was like, yeah, I watched the game. And I'm just like, I know you're not lying, but you're not telling the truth. So ask him one more time. Did you watch the game? And Omar says, No, I didn't. I saw the highlights. And everyone was just like, dude, like you've outed yourself. You don't watch games, you watch highlights. And even if you watch the highlights of that game, you would know that Adrian Peterson was not the reason they won that game. So I think we're talking about the Saints game. And I would, yeah. So Adrian Peterson, so given he's saying that Adrian Peterson could fix the Miami Dolphins one game, and he's the reason the Titans won that game against the Saints, what do you think Adrian Peterson's stats were in that game?
I don't know.
He went 8 carries for 21 yards, 2.6 yards per carry. So even if you saw the highlights, what AP highlights were there?
Yeah. What's up? So I'm not an Omar Kelly fan.
Neither am I.
Not even close. I call him Omar the Clown, Kelly the Clown, whatever you want to clown. He's a clown, and what it is. But respect when it's due. I will say this: of late, he has been saying some stuff that has been spot on.
Mate.
Spot on, mate. And I give credit when it's due. He wasn't in on Tua, but he reserves judgment until it's time to can the Dolphins protect him? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all these drops. He when he had a chance to kick Tua while he was down, knowing that Tua was not his pick, he didn't, and he defended him. Like, I'm like, oh, that's even, you get credit for that. So I respect Omar Kelly. Maybe I don't respect. I don't know, but he's still a clown to me.
Listen, a broken clock is right twice a day. Omar Kelly can be right at least once every year. Put it that way.
Shots fired. Hey, we out.